Good morning. Good morning. Is it working? Yeah, it's working. Hang on. Good morning. Welcome to the Daily Croissant with me, Steve Farragher. It's Friday, the 22nd of June. First full week, actually. The curse of Wednesday was lifted this Wednesday, so we actually got through a full week. If you making that mistake every single day, set it to manual. Joe bloke.
Those of the directors of LCR, Kensington Vision, or any of the funders.
Okay, Joe. Ta-ra, Joe. Right, Joe's gone now. He's not coming back till later. And it's the 12th show today. Done 12 in a row. We've got one more week to go. We've got 5 next week, and then we're going to have a little break for a month. We're going to have not a holiday, but just a little break, and then we're coming back. We're going to try and do it in August as well, but we might be getting someone else to sort of have a little go as well to take. Why is this microphone so? Hello. I don't know. The microphone sounds really weird. The headphones. Sounds echoey. It is. 1, 2. No. Okay. And so today's show. What have we got on today's show? I know what it was. It was your mic was right. No, that's it. Okay. That's technical problems all sorted out. Today's show we've got Yoga Joe's on. Good old Yoga Joe.
Morning, Steve.
He's brought one of his potions with him. He's been brewing it all night. He said, and he's going to make me. You're going to make me drink it or rub it on today?
Today you're going to be drinking it.
Although
you could rub it on.
With me mouth? Yeah, okay.
It's not like I'm going to give you a straw for any other orifice.
That's not, okay. I'm always worried about that, There's different ways. Have you ever been to France, there's more than one way to skin a cat.
I'm going there next month, actually.
I'd watch yourself, Ben. Yeah, don't pick any euro. If you see a euro in the street, don't bend over and pick it up.
Okay.
You could end up with a paracetamol up your bum, something like that, or up your derriere. Sorry, I've got to keep this officially. I'm trying to find Yoga Joe's music. We should have been talking before, about all those things. Okay, Yoga Joe. Looks like you're not getting your music for a bit. Tell us, Yoga Joe, what have you done since last week, apart from yoga?
I've been for a physio appointment, which has been quite traumatic at Broad Green.
In what sense?
In the sense that, I just realise I'm getting older and, I'm not as sort of flexible as I used to be.
Right, okay. What did he ask you to do?
Bent over.
Okay, you see where this show's going today, can't you? Let me try and sort of visualise. No, I can't. That was in Broad Green, was it?
It was.
Okay.
Very nice, actually. Very nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't keep me waiting at all.
Well, he wouldn't. Oh, hang on. That wasn't supposed to happen either. Hang on, this was supposed to happen. There we go. So you're in Broad Green Hospital.
I am.
You're in the little cubicle.
Yeah.
You've got the little white gown on that shows your ass off. You can't wear one of them and not be embarrassed. And he says,
"This was a physio appointment. I wasn't going for any sort of, examination."
Okay, I
was fully clothed.
I'm trying to form some sort of visual image for the listeners to take for myself as well. Yeah. Okay, let's stop the music then. There you go. Okay, no more yoga music for you.
I bent over.
You bent over, yeah.
Yeah, and I could touch my toes.
Yeah,
and then I was raising me sort of
raisins again.
I was raising my feet off the floor at the same time to stretch my calf.
I was going to say, is this some sort of levitation thing? When you say raising your feet off the floor,
there was no yogic flying.
There was still some contact between skin and tile.
I was still in reality.
Was you? Okay,
yeah, I hadn't transcended.
You hadn't reached Nirvana Ward,
Not yet.
Which is in the orange zone in Broad Green. If you've ever wandered aimlessly round Broad Green, there's purple zones, green zones, and orange zones, and they have this system where there's a massive map, which doesn't make any sense. And then there's all these little tags saying, "You are now leaving the green zone and going into the orange zone." You're going.
Well, it didn't help me because I had trouble finding it.
Yeah,
But I had been there before as well, which is memory again.
I spent 3 weeks in there and I still couldn't find my way around.
It's memory and all these things about getting old.
Yeah.
But in the first place, I shouldn't have. Perhaps should rethink my playing squash at past 50. I think.
Oh right, okay.
I think you've got to look at.
What about badminton?
Oh, I don't know about badminton.
Right.
It's not as...
Is it too early for you?
Yeah. That's exactly it, actually. It's not as manly. I come off playing squash and I think, I'm a proper man, I am.
Yeah. you don't come off, you limp off, don't you?
I limp off, I'm sweating.
You get carried off.
I know I've been working out really hard, and it's always like a fight against people I'm playing. It's a match of.
Is that your only sort of? I mean, when I play badminton, that's my only sort of win at all costs.
Oh yeah,
it was you know, if there's a scintilla of possibility of getting this cock over, so
come on,
getting this badminton cock over. Shuttlecock, sorry. Oh no!
It's all descended.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to stop the show. I'm going to delete all this. I'm going to. No.
Well, I'll tell you.
Ping pong myself.
Well, fully enough.
Whiff waff.
Yeah. Well, fully enough, I was in St John's precinct yesterday, and they've got free whiff waff, which I found bizarre.
I wish I knew that.
Tennis.
Yeah,
whiff waff.
You can just wander in and play tables.
I think it's a boss game, me.
Yeah.
This is Ben Burke, by the way, in case you're wondering who this is. He's got a guitar in his hand and everything, because he's always got a guitar in his hand. How'd you go to the toilet, Ben, with the guitar in your hand?
It's quite easy,
which end of the guitar do you wait with? Okay, and Ben is our tutor, our guitar tutor on Wednesday nights. If you ever want to learn to play the guitar at the CROISSANT of Inequality on a Wednesday night, it's 6 till 7:30. If you're a complete beginner, come at 5 o'clock and you have to suffer me for 40 minutes, shouting at you, singing Love Me Do over and over again.
It's fun though.
It's great. It's great fun.
Barrel of laughs,
the cake's great.
The cakes are great.
I've been practicing as well. My guitar's all right now. It's, it started going out of tune.
Have you fixed
I've tightened it up and it's okay.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. So it's all back to normal.
The show seems to be going on a very strange.
Yeah. There's supposed to be a structure to this, but right. We're gonna look at the news first. As we've got a musician in the studio, I'm gonna pass Ben the chingy sticks. Right.
The what?
The chingy sticks. There's nothing racist about this. And I'm pressing Joe the bongos, and we're going to start it off now. So, you ready, Ben? You ready? Yeah, you ready? Yeah. Don't look so like you don't know what I'm talking about. You ready?
Let's go.
Here we go. Put some headphones on. This show would make more sense if you had a pair of headphones on, Ben. I'll tell you what, just for Ben's sake, I'll do that again, because he didn't have a clue what I was going on about. That's you, Ben. Play away, Ben. That's... It's fantastic, yeah. There you go, I'll stop that, because I'm sure the listener must be a bit bored by now. So anyway, we've been looking at the newspapers. We're also looking generally at the news, because there's a couple of big things in the news which you think are going to have like long-term news effects. Anything in the paper, Joe? Because I see lots of green highlighter.
Well, I've had the green highlighter out this morning.
Serious paper today. We've got the Times.
Well, it's actually the Mature Times.
The Mature Times
for men of a certain age and women of a certain age.
And women, yeah, persons of a certain age.
The Mature Times I picked up in the library, so it's a freebie.
Oh right.
So it was basically an article about stress. Last month was the Mental Health Awareness Week, and the focus this year has been on stress. There's a lot of statistics that are sort of, Anxiety UK did a test for people. And out of 838 people who responded, 64% felt overwhelmed by everyday tasks, and 68% are living with symptoms such as agitation and worry, which I think is a sign for our times, really.
Yeah.
I think we've sort of, as a species, I don't think we've caught up with ourselves. I think our bodies are still living in sort of caveman times, and we've introduced so many different things into our daily lives that we've never really sort of worked out how to deal with. And there's lots of other things that, stress it can lead to so many other things like depression. And I think it's important that people learn different techniques and how. Is
that the interconnectedness of society, though, the amount of stress? Because if you think about it, you're sitting, in 18th century rural Wiltshire on a farm with a cow called Daisy and a sheep called Roger and a couple of chickens. Was there any stress there, or was it a different type of stress?
I think it's a different type of stress. I think it's when human beings interact, I think there can always be stress, because we're all individual in terms of you've got an agenda, I've got an agenda, Ben's got an agenda. Everyone's got their own agenda, and when that comes into contact with somebody else who doesn't have the same sort of agenda,
they
clash. That's where the stress comes.
But isn't that what humanity is about? Because people don't. The worst thing you can do to someone is isolate them, can't you? Not have them talking to anyone. And it's like desert islands and solitary confinement in prisons.
Well, look at
yeah, loneliness can also lead to depression. And
can't win, really, can you?
But look at now with school kids in terms of the social media they've got.
Yeah.
And it used to be, when you think about when you and I were growing up, if you had somebody who was bullying you at school, you'd leave school and that'd be the end of it. And now, with social media,
I'd join in.
You never get away.
I'm starting.
Everything's a competition as well now, isn't it? Everyone's trying to compete with everyone to look better.
You've got this consumer society, haven't you? You know what I mean? And there was a thing we spoke a couple of days ago about Jasmine Alibi Brown was in the Eye talking about why working class kids are fat, and it's basically a lot of it. It's love. They love you, they give you more food, they give you chocolate, they give you ice cream. But when we were growing up, and we're talking 2 old men to 1 young man, it used to be things like that used to be treats, which means they used to happen once a week, once a month, on your birthday.
Accessible now, though, isn't it?
When your auntie came round, right? And what we're talking about now is when I was a kid, you'd have 2 presents. You'd have a present at Christmas, and you'd have a present on your birthday. That was the 2 points in the year. Sounding really old now, but nowadays, what are you buying me this week?
Yeah, you get parents
and as a young
buying
person,
your kids £500.
Because you don't seem spoiled. You don't seem spoiled in any way. And I know your mum, and I know your mum's quite a rounded person.
Got being looked after, not spoiled.
Yeah.
But I think when you consider, again, going back to when I think of sweets, when I was growing up, I think we had sweets every Friday.
Yeah.
Because my mum would go shopping at Quick Save, and then she'd bring the weekly shopping, and then there'd be a bag of wine gums.
Yeah.
And we'd have to, between 4 of us, we'd actually split them up. That sounds like I'm going back to about 1930, doesn't it?
But I think I've got the Elvis music here if you want that.
I think life has just changed so much. And I think with stress, I mean, some of the symptoms, I mean, sleeping problems, I mean, I don't know many people that just say, you know what?
A lot of that can be to do with diet again, though.
Yeah.
Alcohol, caffeine.
Yeah. But I just think that, there's loads of people I know have sleeping problems. But again, it's going back to evolution, because we've still got a receptor in the eye that was designed so that when we were living in caves, that we woke up when the sun rose up, and we've still got that. So it doesn't the fact that we use alarm clocks, etc., makes no difference. All those things that we had years ago are still going on in our body. But we've only, I think we don't know whether we've stopped or whether, as a species, we've stopped evolving. But certainly, I think we've got to let evolution catch up. In some way.
I have no problem sleeping, but I'm usually driving when it's happening. You see, this is the issue I have. I did actually pull over the other day and stop for 10 minutes because it was like. And it was like Sunday afternoon. I'm going, and you're like, I'm going to have to stop here because I'm not sure whether I just had my eyes shut for 10 seconds.
But do you ever think about the way we've gone as a society? How are we going to evolve? What's going to happen? We're going to end up with like little tiny fingers so we can actually get to phones and stuff. Yeah. There's going to be some way that our bodies in the next sort of.
They'll have to reduce the size of the guitar, Ben. That's why everyone's playing ukuleles now. We're all getting in practice for when the guitars becomes outmoded and we've all got little tiny Japanese fingers, really.
So, in terms of combating stress, I think today I've been promising to do a little exercise with you for some time, and
it doesn't involve bending over.
It doesn't involve bending over. It doesn't involve any sort of
physical
contact whatsoever. You can stay in your
safe
area.
I feel more relaxed now. Yeah.
You use balls, don't you?
I thought you were micro bullying me then. I'm on the constant lookout for micro bullying.
We're gonna do a little exercise on meditation.
Okay. All right, we're doing that this week.
We're gonna do that today.
I'm into that. Yeah.
Could have warned me to put fresh underpants on.
I'll warn you now. That does involve 10 seconds of you not actually speaking.
Oh fuck!
So.
You're talking to Steve.
Oh, flipping heck!
There's the off.
Me not talking. Yeah.